Chapter 12, Meet the Press. After a night of last-minute chores, the next day comes quicker than you have liked, and startled awake by a heavy knock. What? Who is it? Delirious, you scramble out of bed and stumble to the front door. Ryder? But when you open it, an unfamiliar woman stands in the blinding sunlight. Diana Jones, WCCV, Oklahoma. I'm looking for Belle? She glances down at your state of undress, and quickly you snap out of it using the door as a shield. Oh, you must be the reporter. Please. Excuse me. I thought you were someone else. Does Ryder frequently visit you when you're indisposed? You notice her pen and pad at the ready and quickly backtrack. Not visit, but there's always plenty to do, no telling when I'll be needed. Crisis comes at all times, after all. That explains the bloodshot eyes. Tell you what, it's still a little early. Why don't I let you get dressed and have you meet us outside in about 20? That would be perfect. As she leaves for the next cabin over, you head back to your bedroom and dive straight into the closet. After that introduction, I need to find something that proves we're a legit business, ready to take things to the next level. Outside, you hear Ryder calling out to what sounds like a massive crew. If you don't mind, can I ask you to watch the landscaping? These fences aren't meant to hold that heavy equipment. And if I blow Ryder away in the process, even better. Rifle through the closet and find the perfect outfit hanging in the back. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeVille. As you pull it out, slip it on, your spine straightens with a surge of confidence. Looks like I'm ready for my close-up. You head outside to find news people rushing around to set up expensive equipment and interview the other hands. Nearby, Mandy waves. There you are, and looking incredible to boot. It's good. I don't like to look like a potato today. This turnout is bigger than I expected. Are all these people here for us? Apparently so. We were hot stuff before, but now everyone's gonna know it. Ryder approaches, clearly not as enthralled with all the attention as Mandy, but as his eyes land on you, he breaks out in a smile. Holy hell, Bill. Way to put me to shame. Oh, this old thing? I just threw something on. He pulls you into a hug and subtly brings his lips to the shell of your ear as he whispers, "The risk of sounding ungentlemanly, maybe I could help you take it off." That could be arranged. Ryder pulls back just enough to look you up and down, his eyes darkening as they take you in. Come on, the three of us are wanted out front. The photographer wants a wide shot before we start the tour. The three of you head to the Martinez house and find the photographer marking the perfect shot with tape. Is that for us? Sure is. Now, there's no particular order, so you guys can figure out how you want to stand. As long as I don't have to smile, I don't care where I go. And it doesn't matter to me. Every side's my good side. Well, I guess it's up to me. I'll stand right in the middle. I need to fight. I can be the center of everything. Playfully, you take your position right in the middle of the shot, and Mandy erupts with laughter. Someone's feeling a little sure of herself this morning. The first time in a long time. I've gotta say, it feels good. In response, Mandy subtly slips her hand into your back pocket and grips your ass. As the buzz with the contact, Ryder shoots you a smile. Well, looks damn good on you, too. As Ryder takes his position on your other side, his hand slips lower, only to touch Mandy's. They both pull away with a start. Everything okay, you two? Wonderful! Never better. What, she didn't have two pockets? Just saying. Okay, you three, a little closer there. Big, bright smiles. Ah, you forced Ryder to smile. Perfect. Now let's get some candid shots, please. He directs you to walk around the ranch casually as he follows with the camera, and the moment he slips away, Diana joins your side. Hello again. Nice to see you clothed this time. I beg your pardon? Ryder looks between the two of you wide-eyed, and you quickly explain. Diana was kind enough to wake me up this morning. Without her, I'd have overslept. And I've missed out on seeing the dynamic in your little trio. How long have you three been working together? I've known Ryder since I was a little teenager, but Belle here's a new addition to the ranch. Really? You look good, and so does the farm. From the way you were dressed, I assumed you were the one running the place. No, not at all. In fact, I'm only here because I needed a job badly. Ryder swooped in to rescue me. Mandy saw my potential. Technically both. It should be a split heart thing like before. Ryder swooped in to rescue me though. I was broke, lost, and on my last glimmer of hope. I ran into Ryder here, and the rest is history. Reach out to squeeze his forearm, and he takes your hand instead. I only did what any decent man would do in that situation, and I'd never regretted it. You did a hell of a lot more than that, Ryder. I owe you everything to you. Fascinating. From the way you three act together, I'd have thought you have been here forever, Belle. Where'd you blow in from? Oh, here and there. Anna scribbles furiously in her notepad with a determination that puts you firmly on guard. Well, you must have quite an extensive resume to be snapped up on the spot like that. I wouldn't say I'm anything special. There are plenty of talented ranch hands here. I'm just lucky to count myself as one of them. Is that right? And what exactly was the hiring process like? For aspiring ranch hands. Everybody got handsy and eyesy. Feel yourself start to sweat, but before you can say a word, Ryder speaks up. We actually weren't hiring when Belle came along, and as much as we want to help the next generation, we'd rather not teach to the test. Every hand is different, and that diversity is what makes us a strong ranch. As you mouth a quick, quiet thank you to him, Mandy plows ahead, oblivious. With all our plans underway, there's no shortage of things to do around here, so we may need to formally look for extra help soon. You have no idea how tempted I am to poach your camera crew just to help seed the South Field. Oh, that's a great segue to the individual interviews. We can talk about your roles in the reconstructuring. Is there somewhere quiet we can go to get those started? Individual interviews? Didn't I mention it? They want an in-depth personal feature on each of us, our backgrounds, if ranching runs in our family. If I get alone with this reporter, there's no way she doesn't find me out. Quickly, you scrounge for an excuse. But, shouldn't the focus be on the ranch? Surely it's more important to talk about the work than us. You're doing great things here, but we have to find a way to get people to care. Trust me, the best thing for the ranch is for everyone to know the people behind it. Mandy, why didn't you say something sooner? Because I didn't think it would be an issue. Is there a problem? You and Ryder lock eyes, and when you look away, you notice the interviewer watching. Can we have a quick moment alone? Without waiting for a reply, you pull Mandy and Ryder into a nearby barn and shut the door. Ryder, is this about your public speaking thing? Because it's about me, Mandy. I haven't been honest with you. We haven't. For a moment, you stumble to find the words, and then... I'm not a ranch hand. I had no idea what I was doing when I showed up on your doorstep. Sometimes I still don't. The first time since you've known her, Mandy's silent. Every passing second, you feel worse. But nothing feels as bad as looking at the devastation on her face. I can't believe this. And Ryder, you knew about this? Mandy, This isn't Ryder's fault. I needed a break, he gave me one. But I have been trying every day to earn it. I know that doesn't make up. Well, I don't care that you're not some seasoned rancher. I care you didn't trust me enough to tell me. I'm so sorry. I didn't tell you sooner. I was afraid you wouldn't let me stay, and being with you guys here is all I want. And now Diana's gonna expose me as a fraud, which would be bad enough, but I care too much about this place to make it look bad. We'll just have to cancel your feature. Diana can interview me and Mandy longer. You'll hate that. Not to mention she's going to know something is up if we cancel. We don't have much of a choice. In fact, we'd better go make sure our guest doesn't already think we're pulling a fast one. As Ryder heads out, you sink into a nearby stall. I can't believe it's come to this. Actually, I may have a better idea. Mandy digs around a workbench and pulls out an earpiece. Why would you leave an earpiece in the barn? What's that for? Officially, it's how we coordinate across the fields during the busy season. Unofficially? He pulls out your hand and drops one of the earpieces into it. It's how I'm going to feed you all the answers you need to impress the reporter. I can't let you do that. Not after everything. I'm not saying I still don't have the thoughts on the matter, but you clearly love this place and you do good work. You deserve for the world to see that. Plus with these, I think I know exactly how you can make it up to me. You look up to find Mandy's eyes wandering your frame, and as the opportunity presents itself, you can't help imagining it. Everybody asks for me to read to them, but no one ever asks, Locum, who reads for you? Sorry, not sorry. You slip the earpiece in your ear and Mandy secures her own in place. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Holy crap, it sounds like you're literally inside my head. That's the whole point. Once I wriggle my way in, you'll never be able to get rid of me. She waggles her eyebrows, and as a smile graces your lips, you can't help but feel a pang of regret. I really am sorry, Mandy. I know. Let's just get through this first. We'll deal with the rest of it later. And later, after Mandy and Ryder's interview, she joined the reporter on a walk through the cow field, her notepad at the ready. Dare I ask what all the commotion was earlier? In your ear, Mandy comes in loud and clear. Remember, we're trying to seem as get all suspicion off of you, so give her something boring. We don't need her digging. You clear your throat a little to let Mandy know you heard her, and quickly rack your brain. I get a little shy. I'm not a big fan of being the center of attention. But your boss seems to be a big fan. You two seem fairly close. She's fishing. It seems harmless so far, but probably best to answer like your boss is watching, you know? 'Cause I am. Well, in that case, Mandy is the best boss I've ever had. She's tough but fair. Her ideas for the ranch will only improve it. Wow, that's a glowing report. Yeah, well, she's got a glowing personality. Oh, Belle, that's the nicest thing anyone has ever said about me in a publication. Reporter jots a quick note down before moving on to the next question. From what I understand, this ranch is primarily a dairy operation. What in your background made you think that this was the place for you? You freeze, pretending to study the grass under your feet, and quickly Mandy chimes in. Our grazing here is better for cattle than any other livestock, so tell her you have a rich history with grass. I don't... You start to respond before realizing Diana can hear you. You don't what? If you've ever played in the field, walked barefoot through grass, or had a picnic, you have a history with grass. Just tell her. Listen, if you're stuck indoors all day, just go out and play with some grass. It's okay. You're now familiar with it. As Diana leers at you, you take a deep breath and fix her with a smile. I don't know where to start. I have a pretty rich history with grass, and grazing here is better for cattle than any other livestock. Right, grass. Did you learn that from agricultural college, perhaps? There are plenty of ranch hands who don't go to college for it. The only way she'd know is if you told her. So instead, tell her ryegrass is also good for goats, and that we supplement both of their diets with the alfalfa. You rattle off the information, clearly surprising Diana. With every new answer Mandy supplies, you start to relax until... Alright, I think I should just about cover the animals. Anything else you'd like to go over before we move on to operations? I have one more thing. Actually, yes. You wait eagerly for Mandy to finish her thought, only to hear, Ryegrass also makes a really nice bed, you know. If you ever find yourself looking for a roll in the hay. Oh. Start to sputter. Diana stops jotting down notes to furrow her brows at you. Is something wrong? No, just my boss is flirting with me in my ear. I think you should get a handful of this grass. Crouch to one knee and wave your fingers through the grass. I got something you can get a handful of. Yep, no, listen. Oh my god. You fight back a moan, her eyes widen. Wow, I guess you really are a grass aficionado. It's just so reactive, you know, the way it ripples under your touch. Please try. You gesture for her to join you, and as she does, you bow your head and lower your voice. Mandy, what the hell are you doing? I told you there was a way to make it up to me. Here it is. By dirty talking in front of the reporter, you can't be serious. As a heart attack, look it up. You look up into the distance and see Mandy teasing her jacket off on the front porch of the main house before adjusting the way her breasts sit in her knit top. That's just evil. Oh dear, I'm not distracting you, am I? Feel a warm throb settling between your thighs as you watch her graze her nipples with her fingers from the window. Oh, I need to get it together, but damn, is it hard to look away from her. You anger your body so that you're no longer looking at her, but in your ear she chides you. It'll never work, Belle. You can't see me, but I can still see you. And in that light, you look freaking delicious. Belle, is everything alright? Your interviewer's voice brings you back to the moment at hand. You quickly pull yourself together. Yes, sorry, let's continue. I'd like to hear a bit more about what your day-to-day looks like. In your own words, please tell me. You can barely hear the rest of her question as Mandy cuts in. If I were the one interviewing you, I wouldn't care what your day looks like. I'd want to know about your nights. For example, you're feeling lonely and start touching yourself. Who do you picture in bed with you? You bite down on your lower lip to keep from saying something you shouldn't, the surge of heat between your legs only escalating. No rush. I know this is a big one. Right, let's see. You search for an answer that'll satisfy them both, and it finally comes to you. I prefer to spend my time working as much as I can. In this world, there's no time for anything else. I wake up early, feed the animals, spend the rest of the day doing whatever manual labor is needed. Coward. You could at least tell her about all the sweat you work up in the process. As you croak the words out, you risk a glance at Mandy in the distance, her chest gleaming with sweat of its own in the hot afternoon sun, and decide to throw her a nod. It's not easy work either, but I try to give all of myself. Most days I'm absolutely drenched by sundown. That's better. Reporter jots down a few notes, nodding along as you try to hide how worked up Mandy's getting you. I think I have enough for now, but I'd like to know one last thing. In a more just world, she'd be asking something interesting, like what your favorite position is. I'm partial to getting intimate in the shower myself. Something about being warm, wet, and slippery all over. Oh my god. You dig your fingernails into your palms to keep from gasping out loud. Where can I find the restroom? What? The reporter gets up and stretches, looking apologetic. It was a long drive out here, and I've had about 6 cups of coffee this morning. Your little girl's room? Damn, 6 cups. She beats the shit out of me. Then again, most people don't drink the dark, good stuff. You hastily give her directions as she heads towards the house. Diana calls out over her shoulder. No need to be so shy next time. You did great. One of your quotes might even make it in the article. See, Belle, even random reporters are your fangirls now. You can thank me later. What I'm going to do later is take you over my knee. It's no more than you deserve after a show like that. A punishment for a punishment doesn't quite seem in the spirit of things. Next time, be up front with me. Her voice drops to a soft, sultry murmur. But if a spanking will make you feel better about the whole ordeal, you know where to find me. Yes, ma'am. You give yourself a few minutes to recover before heading back to join the others. One thing I can say for sure about Mandy, she definitely keeps me on my toes. Later, the Priest tour gathers to discuss some of the innovations the ranch has made recently. Could you walk us through a few of the developments you're working on now? Well, I thought you'd never ask. We have so many exciting things underway, I don't know where to start. Ryder slips in next to you and lowers his voice to a whisper. Maybe she should start by telling them that none of this actually exists. Ryder, you can handle anything Mandy throws at you. In the time I've been here, you haven't failed to impress me yet. Right, because impressing you is why I get out of bed in the morning. There's a tinge of playful sarcasm, but even more authenticity under the surface. You fight back a smile. You know it is, and I know it is, but feel free to keep pretending if it helps your ego. So, this goat cheese operation, I hear you make it in your own kitchen right here on the ranch. But wouldn't it be more efficient to do it industrially? You don't even have the capacity to handle commercial orders here. For a moment, Mandy freezes, clearly caught off guard, and her expression shifts into a smile. Actually, we do. It's all thanks to our state-of-the-art cheese cooler that gives us enough space and time to age it properly. Wait, since when is that a thing? It's not. Mandy just didn't want to look bad in front of the reporter. If you'll follow me to meet a few of the goats, we'll swing by the kitchen afterwards and I'll show you the cooler. Mandy glances over at both of you all with a hard, meaningful stare. Ryder and Belle, will you meet us there? And now it's on us to fix this mess before it all hits the fan. Oh. As the reporter begins to file out towards the goat barn, you both make a mad dash to the walk-in. State-of-the-art cheese cooler. What does that even mean? You begin scrambling to scoop up as many pots, pans, and cheesecloths as you can get your hands on. It means we better come up with something convincing and fast. What are you going to use, duct tape and MacGyver? Listen, I don't even think MacGyver could save your ass right now. We only need 1 or 2 actual bins of goat cheese. The rest just needs to look like they're holding something. You direct Ryder to a line of shelves with empty pots and pans as you drape cheesecloth over them and arrange them to look full. From the sounds of things, this must be some goat cheese. Oh, it is rich, creamy, and with just the right amount of tang. They're coming. Ryder feigns adjusting the temperature settings, and you grab a cutting board, plopping a goat cheese heart onto it as the reporters file in. And here's my crew with samples waiting. An interesting setup you have here. What can you tell us about it? I'll leave that to my team. Belle? Oh no. As all eyes turn to you, your heart races and you hurry to say, or think of something to say. I should stick as close to the truth as possible, make up something to get us out of here quick. Stick to the truth. The cooler is 100% Mandy's brainchild. You won't find anything else like it, no matter how hard you look. As you can see, our shelves are fully stocked and ready to go. You pass out samples, mostly to keep the reporters from peeking and breathe a sigh of relief at the general consensus. Never had goat cheese. You can't even get goat cheese where I'm at, I'm just saying. Tasty. Want some buttermilk? I just had to throw that out there. You guys, I want to know if you guys have ever drank buttermilk, just saying. I can't believe it actually worked. While the goat cheese is fun, I think the real showstopper here at Martinez Ranch is the fully immersive petting zoo experience. That sounds like something my kids would love. What makes it more immersive than any other petting zoo? She wouldn't. You try to hold out hope, but if she shoots you another look, your stomach falls. You'll just have to wait and see. I'll walk you past the Eco Garden on the way. Ryder and Belle should have everything ready by then. We apparently are the only ranch hands on this ranch. The moment the press files out, you and Ryder throw down what's left of the cheese and make a mad dash for the barn. The animals look happy to see you, but you barely have time to do more than run a hand over their heads before you start making plans. Quick, how can we make this place look immersive? All we need to do is make the reporters act like farm animals, shove as many of our chores off onto the reporters as possible. Nothing feels like immersive than scooping up a cow patty. It's actually not a bad idea. They get behind the scenes look, and we get our chores done. That is what I call a win-win. You and Ryder round up a gaggle of pitchforks, and by the time Annie and the reporters arrive, you're ready to equip the reporters and put them to work. Ta-da! The ultimate zoo experience. Isn't this just ranch work? Kids learn best while doing, and after tending to our animals, they'll definitely know the responsibility of having pets. You know, I can't get my kids to feed his fish, so maybe a little more responsibility would do him good. You mean you'll include all of this in the feature? You can expect to see it in the next issue, Miss Martinez. I wouldn't want anyone to scoop me on this. Mandy plays it cool, but the moment they climb into their van and drive away... Oh my god, we actually pulled the thing off! Hey, who's we? It was me and Ryder. She rushes to throw her arms around you. You catch her with a soft whoomp, staggering backwards as the full weight of her sinks into you. Oh. Stumbling, you're surprised to find Ryder at your back, gently holding both of you up. Alright, you two, no need to get so worked up. Swing Mandy around in a circle. No, I'm giving Ryder a hug, man. Oh, no, you don't. Get in her. Reach a hand out and wrap it around the back of his neck, pulling him into you, and Ryder slides his hand down every inch of your body. Alright. We did pull off the unthinkable, keeping up with Mandy's imagination, and Mandy sighs happily as she pulls away and tucks a wayward strand of hair behind her ear. You guys were amazing today. We make one hell of a team. I'm just ready to rest. In fact, this might be the perfect time to break in my cabin's bathtub. A long, hot soak sounds just like the thing. Don't forget about the tricky taps, Bella. I'd be happy to help you if you need me. A happy sigh escapes you at the thought of relaxing in all that hot water, your naked body sinking deep with Ryder kneading your sore shoulders. Take a nice hot bath. Looks like we can take it with either one of them. Or do hay bales. I don't know about you two, but I seriously have to beef up the ranch's socials for the incoming media storm. She waggles her fingers at you. She heads off in the direction of the house. I'll be in my office if you need me, which I seriously doubt. As soon as she disappears from view, the air seems to vibrate with some unspoken promise. Ryder takes a step towards you, a seductive hitch in his step and a crooked smile on his face. Well, Belle, you need some help with those taps, after all. Only if you promise to stick around afterwards. My tub has more than enough room for two. He shakes his head with a low chuckle that causes a similar sensation to vibrate through you. I must have been, all of 6 years old the last time I took a straight-up bath? Yeah, but you need to treat yourself more. I don't think you realize how relaxing a bath with me can be, with the lights off, all that hot, soapy water to wash the day away. You rub your hand along the back of your neck as though imagining a cascade of water down your body. There's no better way to get clean. Or very, very dirty. Now you're just riling me up on purpose. Maybe a little. Does that mean you're in? He brings his hands up to cup your cheek. Even though his touch is gentle, you can feel his urgency in the way his fingers dig into your hair. You know damn well I can't resist you. It's a low, rough note in his voice. Your breath comes out in a long whoosh. Ryder in an easy mood is great, but Ryder in a hard mood is... I'll see you in 10, Belle. He ducks out of the barn and heads for the cabin. You have just enough time to dart to your own cabin and start drawing the promised bath. Steam billows through the bathroom as you run the hot water. You put in a few drops of lemon and bergamot essential oils, careful not to use too heavy a hand as you pour. I don't think I've ever had that oil before. I'm usually a eucalyptus man. I don't think Ryder will appreciate leaving this place smelling like a Parisian bordello. Then again, maybe that's exactly his thing. Anticipation tingles up and down your spine, and you feel yourself growing restless as you wait for his arrival. It also helps with breathing. I should get naked and wait for him. Wait until we can undress together. You lean against the bathroom counter and wait for Ryder to arrive as heavy tread sounds after only a few minutes. In here, Ryder. I'm trying to decide what article of clothing I should take off first. He pauses on the threshold, taking in the side of the bathroom and your lounging position at a glance. If you're asking for suggestions, I'd say you rip it all off at once and get it over with. I might need you to show me how it's done first, cowboy. Well, in that case. He makes quick work of stripping off his shirt to reveal his hard, packed frame. Every ripple of his musculature is like a dance as he does the same to his jeans. He stands before you without an iota of shame, as if he knows how perfect his body is and how you'll never get tired of staring at it. See how easy that works? Now it's your turn. You try to hide the way your hands are shaking as you try to make yourself look as casual and free as Ryder does. But it's so hard when he looks at me like with that light in his eyes. The bathwater billows up around you in steamy puffs as Ryder drops his hips under the first surface. Droplets dance across his bare chest and over his shoulders. So far I'm not sure I see the appeal. That's because you aren't settled the right way yet. You need to... settle back against my chest. You push back against the edge of the tub and draw Ryder to your chest. He grunts and splashes water everywhere, but as soon as his ass slides past your splayed thighs and rocks against your core, he relaxes. You can already feel the hot liquid start to pool where his ass nestles against you. Hooking an arm around his chest, you force him to relax against you. See how much better this is? From here, I can wash your hair. You scratch your fingernails gently across the back of his head. Or I can soap up your chest. You lather up a bar of soap and begin running your hands over the hard swells of his pecs. Or I can soap up any other part of you I want. You trail your hand lower, skimming over his abs and down his belly, until... Belle. He sucks in a sharp breath, sending even more water sloshing over the edge of the tub as he jolts upright. One, I'm just pointing out a convenient position this is. He looks adorably annoyed as you continue, teasing him the best way you know how. I'm wet, I'm slippery, and you're a brat. Now what? We celebrate, obviously. What are we supposed to be celebrating again? We're doing this for you, obviously. Ryder, you were great today. You deserve a reward for all your hard work. What about all your hard work you did? He sinks lower in the tub, his thigh sliding next to yours until you can feel as the warm, solid heat of them. The oils you added make the water deliciously slippery. I deserve a reward too. That's why we're both naked. Before you realize what's happening, he turns around and pulls you in his hard embrace. You don't have time to react as he crushes his mouth to yours. He answers you by tightening his hold on your wet, naked body and prying your mouth open with his tongue. His kiss is forceful, dominant, as the hard swell of his desire rises between you. I've told you before, Belle, don't challenge me unless you're willing to accept the consequences. In that case, the consequences are a deep groan and a slide of his hands down your back. He stops where your body curves to your ass, his hands spanning the entirety of your waist. He lifts you easily before settling you astride his lap. Your thighs splay over the top of his, your wet heat nudging him. Instead of entering, It was a very short moment. No, we've been cleaning messes up all day. I think we've earned the right to make one of our own. Gently this time, he presses his lips to yours in a slow, satisfying kiss. He doesn't seem to be demanding anything this time, only enjoying. Damn straight, tonight is for you and me, and maybe that big old bed of yours. Several days after the article's appearance in Ranch Life magazine, you're heading back to your main house when a car comes screeching to a halt in front of the ranch. Whoa, what's that? Hearing the commotion, Ryder makes his way in from the field, but before the dust can even settle, Mandy's dad emerges from the car. Where is she? Don't forget what the doctor said about your blood pressure, Patrick. You, Belle, right? Where's my daughter? I'm right here, Dad. I can practically hear you coming from a mile away. Andy's voice calls out before you can answer. As she steps out onto the porch to see what all the fuss is about, Ryder tries to subtly wave her off. What she means is, it's good to see you, sir. Cut the BS. What I want to know is what in the hell this article is talking about. He storms up the steps and shoves a copy of the magazine at Mandy. Dairy is only our bread and butter. Really? Oh, come on, that was a good quote. Why are you so upset? That article is basically free publicity. Yeah, and we worked really hard to pull it off. I don't think you realize how much effort we put into this. Ryder lays a heavy hand on your shoulder. Not now, Belle. We don't want to stick our noses in this. Patrick lets his icy gaze flicker to your direction before dismissing you entirely. This isn't a good thing, Mandy. The article is full of lies. We could be sued. You do seem to be talking about a lot of things that don't actually exist. But that's just it. They do exist, or rather they will, if you'll just give me full access to the bank accounts. I'm ready to take things in a new direction. And you said the ranch is mine now, so that's not what we meant when we said we were handing ownership over to you, honey. You were supposed to run it, not change it. Everything you've done needs to be undone now. Without further ado, thanks for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down the description. Plenty of things to check out. Ways to support. Yada, yada, yada. Oh, I can finally rest my vocal cords for the day. Yeesh. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comments section, but, yeah, Mandy just, I mean, they can't really be sued. Right? They can't really be sued for making a kid's petting zoo. They can't be sued for making an eco garden. They really can't be sued for any of that. And then, you know, the supposed, you know, goat cheese thing, you know, yeah, no, I don't see the whole, we can be sued. No, I don't understand how you can be sued over stating things that you're doing or going to be doing. It's not how law works. Anyway, like, and also, yeah, no, it's milk is their bread and butter, which is correct, right? You've been doing bread and butter this whole time. Also, sweet baby Jesus, can we get some other ranch hands, please? Like, it's always us and Ryder running around doing everything. And yet we're supposedly supposed to have other ranch hands there, but yet we never ever see them. And we're always the ones doing everything. I'm just saying. Anyway, thanks for watching. Catch y'all later. Peace out.